Oh, and welcome to the Stellar Monarchs Friday Focus. One final time, myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley, as we look back on tonight's action. And in the end, a scoreline that looks like a resounding defeat, but a match that was close throughout until Poole pulled away at the end, Dave.
Yeah, it was a fascinating match, actually, the way it went. It looked ominous early on with 5-1 in Heat 1. You know, we've used our best rider replacement, but we got better. We saw some fantastic racing, some of the best racing of the season, as you were saying before, stealing your lines, Graham. Great performances from Bastien, Josh coming off 15 metres.
Yep.
Had everything you want, except for the good finish at the end. Unfortunately, we run out of steam from Heat 13. And
yeah, it would have been a perfect one for the old happiness, as 46-44 now saying, if the Monarchs could have clinched it. But, well, there's a reason Poole finished top of the tree and are heading to the playoff final. We'll get reaction from both camps. We've got the Monarchs' Paco Castagna. We have Steve Worrell for Poole. And we're going to treat you with two races of the night. We've got two to finish off. A fantastic 15-metre back effort from Josh Pickering in Heat 7. And then a very, very interesting Heat 8 ride also. But Dave, you touched on it there. And we'll look at the Monarchs side kind of first and foremost. And Monarchs, I don't know who actually did win Monarch of the match. I was doing it, but if it wasn't Bastien, people were voting wrong in my opinion. Despite how good Josh was, Bastien, his best ever Armadale performance, and just showing, anyone that was at Berwick or was at Ashfield, showing, this is going out at 10:20. I can say some balls on that kid.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said in his post-match interview.
So I'm still on lines now as well.
Yeah, he grew some balls. That was so apologies again, but yeah. Fantastic running the boards, going round riders, trying. He was so unlucky. Was it Richard Lawson he was ahead of him, looking for a 5-1, and just a small mistake unfortunately has cost him there. But if he kind of got that form at home in the playoffs, who knows? But the problem still at number one. What did we score for rider replacement? 5 points or something like that.
Only Josh Pickering's only Josh Pickering's tack ride did actually beat an opponent. The first 2 points were on the tail end of 5-1s as well.
And if you add 8 points to that score and take off the other one, you're looking at 44-46, and who knows then? But
but it wasn't to be. And as we say, strong performances by Bastien and Josh, kind of probably start and ended his night, not the way he wanted on the receiving end of 5-1s, but in the middle, some fantastic racing. Not least Heat 7, wasn't it? He battered through the tapes. Not often Josh does that. And myself and Mike on commentary, as you'll hear, were wondering if he'd make any impact on the Cook boys over 4 laps. He was almost past both of them by 1, but I won't say too much more. We'll get to see that in a minute. Of course, I will say I can see we've got a decent number watching. Get your comments in. Let us know what you thought of tonight. But yeah, as we said, Dave, performances there by Josh and Bastien, good performance by Paco, who we'll hear from. And then the rest, I say, he's probably, I'd imagine he might be glad his season's over as well now. He came back very, very early from that broken wrist because he wanted back and he wanted to help the team, and it's been a challenge. And Kai, probably not able to get the bike going the way he wanted early doors, improved as the night went on. So they'll maybe not look back on tonight with complete fondness, but I guess, we've sat here all season and some accuse us of sugarcoating things and glazing over. I think the one thing you can say with some of those attempts at overside passes, the spirit was never broken in that Monarchs camp over the season. Definitely,
as you say. We're talking about Lassies and Kaya both had at least one good race tonight. You need 4 good races to beat the likes of Poole, unfortunately, and you've got to say the standard opposition as well. Kyle Newman looked like he was going to go through the card again. Lawson was fantastic in Heats 13 and 15, but as you say, from the Monarchs' perspective, certainly trying their heart out, and they deserve better tonight. We got a wee bit of luck with a couple of engine failures at one point, but we did deserve better. Unfortunately, it just went the same as the rest of the season. Going, if there's any luck to be had, it's not coming our way.
And you're up against such a strong opposition, but another one who battled his way through the night was Paco Castagna, and I caught up with Paco after the match. So Paco, a decent enough night for yourself. A tough one, boys maybe just fell away at the end. Poole were getting better, but just showed there was still spirit in that fight right to the end.
Yeah, couldn't we get a bit of an easier meeting at the last one to get a win? It was very tough. Obviously, Poole are very strong. It was a shame. It gives you that bitter taste, to finish off with a loss. But we were very close. Again, 6 riders team and struggling as well. So it was difficult. But on a personal note, I was fairly happy. I just made some changes that worked out. So yeah, it was a good night. But obviously, again, with that bitter taste, not to finish with a win. But I think that the crowd saw that we gave a good fight.
Yeah, I don't know how much chance you would to see it. We're working on bikes and stuff, but a couple of guys, Bastian and Josh in particular, weren't they afraid to put it out in that much? They weren't letting their season finish quietly.
Yeah, we were trying. We were all trying to finish on a high, to show the fans, the character we've got. Again, we put on a fight, but it was close. So, now I guess eyes on the winter and eyes on next season.
But that's it, and we know you take pride in the team's performance as well as your own. But I guess in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, remember when you actually sit down and look back at this year, GP Challenge, your averages went up. Okay, there was the arm break, but again, that maybe even. It showed you actually could probably be happy with the way you bounced back. Like nobody ever wants to get injured, but it shows how you can come back for adversity. You've probably been stronger since the injury, maybe even.
You said it. I mean, I'm very happy about my season overall. Like I started very slow. I wasn't very happy about it. But after a while, I got better and better. Went to Glasgow, had a good score, then came back with of course with an injury, a month and a half out. Came back strong. I've been training very hard to come back strong, and it was good. So also in the playoffs, I've scored well. So I would have upped my average even more in the UK, which obviously is good because for looking for next year is better because the best scores are the ones that actually are not going to count in the average. I feel very happy. In Europe, I've done I think the best season so far. Again, as you said, GP Challenge, European Pairs Final on Sunday. Many great scores in the open meetings. I'm very happy about it. There's been lots of tiring work behind the scenes and a lot of difficult logistics to organize. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without my team and the people that helped me to do it. So it's also thanks to them.
Yeah, Paco Castagna there. He can look back on a season of good work. He's come back for that broken arm very well. And as we say, always a pleasure to have Paco in the team and a great guy to speak to. Dave, if we jump over to the Poole side of the programme now, and again, they just showed just how strong a team they are. Obviously, 6 men there tonight. Anders Rowe out.
Yep.
Ben Cook. I guess the only positive he'll take from tonight is that his mechanical gremlins came on a dead rubber rather than in a league final or a KO Cup final. He had a night to forget, 2 engine failures at the tapes. And I don't think he was too happy with his teammates. The first one, I don't think anyone was aware. No movement to get a bike out or mechanics out or anything. But beyond that, Richard Lawson, class personified round here. He's heat 13 blocking Josh Pickering, just so clever, on the right line every time, driving out the bends, immaculate. Zach Cook, but for an engine failure, would have been on 14 points with 5 rides. He would only have dropped 1 point. And when you think his last visit here ended in the ambulance, that shows the calibre of him. Kyle Newman, he's probably been the visitor of the season here now. I think he had a win in that first one that got called off in 6 weeks, then a maximum last time, and then paid 17 tonight. Stevie Worrell tried a new engine, tweaked it after his first one with Rihanna last, and was unbeaten the rest of the night.
Four good wins.
And then Joe Thompson paid 6 for a 2 point, whatever his average is at the bottom end, and always in scoring position. I think he was passed probably in 3 of his races. We'll see he 8. Yep. He got a wee bit beaten up in that one. So he can be delighted with his night's work. And just showing they're in the final now. If you want to win the title, you've got to beat Poole. That's
100%. And we saw at the finish at the end of the day, as Stevie was saying when he was talking on in the tower, they're able to try things out tonight, and they're obviously Ben Cook's not whatever engine he was trying tonight won't be using again, but they still were determined to win, and the last to finish 5-1, 5-1, 5-1 away from home is just fantastic. And as you say, I think they are back being the favourites, even despite that lost the draw with Thorpe in the whole match, and even they dropped some points to us on Wednesday night, and we got closer. But it'd be a strong man to bet against them. brave man.
There you go. And it shows that winning mentality, the ruthlessness. Heat 13, the 5-1 clinches the match. All they needs one finisher. But Kyle Newman, the strong reserve, still comes in Heat 14. The 2 top heat leaders, 1 and 5, Steve Worrell and Richard Lawson, still come in to Heat 15 to finish the job. And that just shows that mentality they've got. They never want to lose any heat. And it was something kind of Stevie Worrell said about a racer's mentality when I caught up with him, I'll put my teeth in now, after the match. So Steve, a good night for yourself and for the Pirates, I guess. Whatever you tried to change, and your first one didn't work, but after that, pretty good after that.
Yeah, it's just trying a different engine, and obviously first one way off with the setup, figured it out then after that, and it was plenty of speed, so I was well happy with that.
I guess the name of the game tonight was just to get through it, to get 6 riders through it, man and machine. I guess Ben probably had a bit of a mare machine-wise, but the rest of you can be happy, and you still go home with the maximum points in the group.
Yeah, and it's easy to, the outlook on it was, like you say, come out unscathed, but once your helmet goes on, you want to win, so you kind of forget the bigger picture. But everyone knuckled down, everyone got stuck in, we're all in one piece. It's a good result for us, good racing for the fans, so we've all come out of it unscathed and in one piece. Obviously Ben's had a few dramas, like you said, but I think it's probably best that he had them now rather than in a week or so's time. So if we can take anything from today, obviously we'll take the win, but there's a big thing of, Ben's got a few issues to iron out, but as a whole, it's been a good night.
And you mentioned that, I don't know how much you would have seen, obviously you were in the front and for your races and we were in the pits, but some of the action out there for pretty much a dead rubber match, as you say, that racer's instinct takes over when everyone hits the track.
Yeah, that's it. We knew that obviously what we needed to do, the bigger picture, but like you said, once your helmet goes on, you just get stuck in and knuckle down. And Edinburgh have got some fantastic racing in their team. It's just sad that things happened the way they did, and you guys didn't get to go any further. But I guess there's planning for next year starts now, and we've still got a bit to go.
Yeah, you mentioned that there. Just lastly, obviously two cup finals still to come. The league is obviously the main one, but you're kind of used to Gore. You've had it at Edinburgh, you've had it at Poole, you've had it elsewhere. You must be desperate to add a couple more trophies to that trophy cabinet.
Yeah, and obviously being captain now as well, it becomes a little bit more important. So 2 years on the bounce, we've managed to win it with Poole. So I've got the responsibility, I guess, of leading them now. So I've got to make sure I'm up to scratch and doing my job, and hopefully I can take them to the third one.
And I guess, sorry, actually, I will ask one more question. It shows just how desperate everyone is to topple Poole. Glasgow, Oxford, they all make changes before the playoff. Poole happy with their 1-7. You'll just go in and give it your best with the team that's been there pretty much all year.
That's it, and we're a solid group. A good knit group, a really good atmosphere, and I think you can't really beat that. You can bring all these riders in, but I guess when push comes to shove, like we go back to Scunthorpe, a couple of weeks ago, and that was an important meeting. It was like a do or die meeting, if win or bust, and everyone just rallied and we won them. But you can't buy that, that's got to be built up and earned and formed, which as a team we've been together all year, and that's what we've done. So.
Yeah, Steve Ward there, fantastic thing work for him, and whether the professional not taking any bait, I might have tried to throw him with the last question there, but final score on the night was 36 to the Stellar Monarchs, 54 to the Pirates, and that means a maximum 10 points in the group for the Pirates, and they move on to the final, where it will be either Glasgow or Oxford. Dave, not too much left for us to say, so as always, we'll now show our race of the night. We've got 2 for you. Yep. So we'll start off with heat number 7, and maybe another bit of news that came out tonight was the man who's going to take this one has announced he will be moving on next year. So, for one final time, a Josh Pickering special.
Dale away reasonably well, but it's the Cook boys to the front. Dale has spun again. He's having trouble with that corner. And Josh Pickering has made up the required ground. What's he going to do here? He's gone storming into second at least. Here he goes. My goodness. Challenging hard. Ferocious riding by Josh Pickering. That's tremendous. Is he through though? It's very tight. Yes, he's made it. Well, I apologise to Josh. I suggested he wouldn't be able to do it, and I was totally wrong. He's still got to ride hard to stay ahead of Zach though, who's challenging. A truly sensational ride by Josh Pickering. Get him in the Grand Prix.
Yep, Josh Pickering there making swift work of that 15-metre handicap. That was heat number 7. It was followed by just as interesting one in heat number 8. We'll see that one now.
The visitors though, Zach Cook and Joe Thompson blasting away. Lassie on the outside line there, going for the wide sweep round Joe Thompson. He's quite close. Not very close now though. Cook's well clear. And Joe Thompson, now here comes Lassie very hard inside him there. Swept through and made life very difficult for Joe there. Joe stays on, which was a tough thing to do, I think. Fredrickson through into second. Here comes Bork, having a go around the outside. Final turn. Bork, a big wide sweep, and he got third. Well done to Bastian. Well, some interesting stuff there. Lassie fairly hard coming through into second. Thompson did well.
Yeah, 2 off probably what could have been 6 or 7 races.
Fantastic.
Such was the action tonight. If you did watch it on the stream, watch it back. If you didn't watch the stream, maybe pick that up when it's loaded to watch again.
Yeah.
And okay, the score didn't go the way that the Monarchs wanted, but the action certainly did. A nice way to end the season entertainment-wise. Dave, that probably just about rounds us up. We said it kind of on the preview show on Tuesday, but to everyone who's watched, contributed, commented, came on the show, everyone who's been involved this season, thanks very much, Dave. Thank you. It's been a pleasure hosting alongside you. You're the technical whiz. I'm just the on-camera face. I don't know what that says.
You're the glamorous side. Is that what you're saying?
Well, seen more good then if I would be described as the glamorous one in anything.
No, it's been great. It's always great to be involved in these type of things. It's difficult some nights when the team's taking a beating and we'll stand here and talk about it. But that's the way it goes. But yeah, no, thanks to you too. As you say, thanks to everybody that's put comments and all the riders that have taken interviews from us. You know, we saw how much it meant to Josh when his interview tonight after the meeting, how emotional it was about not coming back next year, and John and Alex talk about how determined they are to do better if we can. There's a couple of challenges. I think hopefully there'll be announcements in the next week or two to confirm it, but I'm sure we'll be back determined to do better than ever. And 10 years since our 2014.
That's it.
It'd be nice to go back to something like that in 2024.
That's it. So yeah, that was probably the last bit of news when John was interviewed. I did say that the stadium is available. There's a few things to work out. I think that the pre-AGM's in a fortnight, isn't it? And just to see what the league structure and stuff's going to be, we need, everyone's aware that the Monarchs management are aware, the fans are aware that we need more continuity in fixtures. The Monarchs have probably been well served by having the academy in that. Who knows what's happening with the National League next year? So a lot to be decided in British Speedway, but the core news, I guess, is all being well, myself and Dave will be back alongside a Monarchs septet, ready to go for it once again in 2024. And until then, thank you once again for watching and contributing all season, and good night.
Well, you've caught me out again, Graham. I thought we were going to do the score. You were going to read the score out one last time, but just finish in style, as I like to say. Thanks very much for watching, folks. We'll see you next year.
This will be edited before it goes up, not live. Cheers.
Bye.